Sorry for the
did it.
delay. We had ridiculous and unpredictable technical difficulties. What? Am I at a different camera?
No, you should be talking into your microphone.
Well, gosh darn it.
We've never done this.
As I was
before.
saying,
Yeah.
sorry we're late getting started.
Hit me
We'll go.
Hit me
We'll
with the
go.
link so that I can do it just the Twitch TV link.
Yeah.
It's online.
Yeah.
Everyone's sharing the link, and then we'll get started,
Yep,
guys.
we will
Thank you for your patience.
Get underway momentarily.
I mean, we are live.
I
well,
mean, that's fine.
yes. I mean, and we started on the note of us singing Mulan right before we went live, which I think is a great way to start any Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
That's real.
We've been messaged Doritos and Tornadoes many
Hello.
times over from Commander Not an NPC.
Hi. That's my.
A friend of the Liz.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great.
This
Yeah.
Yeah?
is from Matt.
Aw.
I was just complimenting it earlier. Like,
Well, thank you, everybody.
profusely.
I just realized I'm not mic'd, so I'm gonna have to yell.
No, yeah. For a lot of this, unless it's absolutely imperative, for the first one, we will just have Kat on chat rather than her responding as usual.
But we will absolutely take a look at those chat questions and stuff later. So
What
if
are we
you
calling
have,
this one?
it's Ratbaggers, season 1, episode 1. The beginning.
It's a season
the
1,
beginning.
episode 1.
Uh-huh.
How amazing is that?
yeah, sorry, everybody.
It's
The
real good.
pilot was late.
That's. I mean, we went over budget.
Yeah.
Liz, you've taken like a million selfies. I
And,
feel like we should
and
go
I
on
will
together.
take a lot more.
As with
And
every,
I
Is
will
everybody ready?
take a million selfies.
as
You need in this way. Ready? Can everybody get in? Come on, guys. My arms are real long.
I'm a short human.
You are
I'm
one
doing
lanky
my
girl.
best.
I'm one tall girl.
Shout out
That's what
to
I've heard.
Lauren.
Okay, are we ready to go?
Oh, I'm surly in this one.
Let's do
I'm-
it.
Do it. Let's do it. Let's play a game.
Let's play a dungeon and
let
a
me
dragon.
do the intro first
Oh,
Oh.
Please.
for the interested parties at home. Welcome to the Play Better podcast. Tabletop played better. What the fuck's the episode number?
it would be 238.
238. Okay. Episode 238. God damn it.
You want
We're
to start
off
over?
to a great start here.
He can edit all of this. He can edit you out in post. Okay, so just be forewarned.
Wow.
Well, no, not anymore. I've lost the ability to edit out anybody other than you, Cameron.
Okay, good. let's just try that again. Welcome to the Play Better podcast. Tabletop.
You sounded so grave there.
Well, it's a grave. It is an undertaking
Wait,
that
okay,
we're doing
take
here.
3. We got this.
Welcome to the Play Better podcast. Tabletop played better. Episode 238. Once again, it's time for another Let's Play Better. This time out, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, The Ratbaggers, Season 1, Episode 1, The Beginnening. I'm Cameron McNary,
I'm Ryan Seguin.
I'm Molly McClanahan.
I'm Nerissa Hart.
I'm Liz Brink.
and this time out, we will be beginning our D&D live stream, The Ratbaggers. For those of you who are regular either Twitch stream watchers or podcast listeners, this is going to be big part of our ongoing podcast content for a while, like we've done with previous D&D adventures, like our Curse of Strahd and I Have No Dice, But I Must Roll. We will be doing other material on an intermittent basis.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate to say. So you can look forward to us. For instance, we're going to finish up Delta Green this week, and that should be out next week. If you have not seen the glory that is the Play Better podcast, come on by, check us out on the podcast app of your choice. We're about tabletop gaming and the way it can bring people together. We like to model good play, play better, and show you how to play better. And we like to have theater types like myself and Nerissa, forces of nature like Molly and Liz, and Ryan, whatever the hell he is.
I'm a stick in the mud and a
are.
problem.
What force of nature should we be? I think I kind of want to be like, I don't know.
Well, I feel
you're
like
a Molly. That's all you need to know.
A hurricane would be highly appropriate for your character, though. Just throwing that out there.
I am windy.
All right, I am going to hand it over to our DM, Ryan. Take it away, Ryan.
Actually, right before we get started, one technical
Wait,
thing.
we already started.
I know. Before we get started with
Before we
D&D,
get finishing to the beginning,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds coming in quiet for our listeners.
So that's what I was about to address. So on the mini mixer that you are currently connected to, turn up the main volume.
Main mix.
I
Yeah.
think he means the jam.
No, that
And
you
welcome
got
to
to pump that up.
Pump
Yeah.
it up.
Pump up the jam.
Also,
Yeah.
Molly needs to be brought up a little bit. For some reason, she's not as loud as everybody else. Turn the game.
Chat.
She's
That
number.
is not a problem I typically have in life.
What number are you?
She's number 1.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. The bomb.
Molly, keep chatting.
I'm chatting. I'm continuing to
Hey.
chat. I'm louder now.
There we go.
Yay.
How chat? Let us know if we're still quiet for you.
Hopefully not. That
Yeah,
would make the adventure super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know we're just whispering.
Yeah.
And
Narissa,
everyone's-
honey, which one are you?
I'm the one that's sitting right here named Narissa. I really don't know what to tell you aside from
She's
that.
the other number 1 in this.
Great, good. I'm glad Molly has it figured out because I certainly
Ah,
don't.
yes. 2 number 1s.
Well,
I mean,
as you age.
sometimes you need to take 2 number 1s.
That took you. I love that took you a minute.
There are some jokes that still take me a bit. Example, in the One Ring episode when I didn't realize we were talking about the troll's penis, and then suddenly it was like, by the way, here it is right on the table. Oh.
You meant the joke
Yeah.
and the penis
Yeah.
on the table.
Layers, layers, Ryan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Liz, you're looking at me with like disappointment. I'm sorry. I don't.
Extremely disappointed. I would never.
All right. As long as everybody can hear us, okay. This is the first time I think that we've gone super live in the new studio. So if there's anything,
It's the first time we've done anything in the new studio.
that's true. Well, we recorded an audio cast.
Oh, we
last
did. That's
week,
right. That's right.
But we sort of did that with the I can't say words. Shoestring setup. So if anybody is experiencing anything weird out there, please let us know.
This is our lush HBO miniseries style production values we've got now.
Yeah.
And the tabletop table is absolutely gorgeous. I just have to throw that out there. There's drawers for your dice, and then you can pull shit out. It's amazing.
Oh yeah. Underneath of this tablecloth is a Geek Chic table. Rest in peace, Geek Chic.
That you can't find in
Rip.
Wild anymore.
Yeah. No, you can't. All right. So Fort Production, is everything good? All right. We have the go from Fort Production.
Hell yeah.
Go for lunch.
We are go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dungeons and Dragons.
I already went.
That's good because we're not turning this game around.
Thank God,
Okay.
Mom. Thank God.
All right. So, welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
What's that?
It's a land of mystery and wonderment and adventure.
I don't like this.
But not that, because we've already done that.
We already did that. That's true.
But yeah, so
Sorry.
we'll start by having everybody tell us about their characters. And just to follow standard board game order, I'll go clockwise, which begins with Cameron.
So Rilquist is a venerable, no, not quite venerable, but not ancient. He's old. He's an old halfling, still spry. He's very much of the kind of spindly with a big head kind of halfling, kind of the 3.5 halfling, not the big belly halfling, or the kind of that shaped halflings that they have in 5th edition.
This is for podcast consumption. You can't have to say something aside from
okay.
the that
You
shape.
take like an almond shaped halflings. Thank
Okay.
you, Narissa,
Yeah,
for
no
keeping me honest.
Hey, got you back.
He is. I don't know how much I want to say about him right now. He's got. I'll describe him physically,
But
at much greater
What
length.
class
later.
is he? What will we see when we first saw him?
I don't feel like he's defined by a class.
You wrote one right here.
I know he's a halfling rogue.
Okay.
Great. See?
well, too bad. People are very strictly defined by what they do in the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
They really are. And he's kind of the Greyhawk equivalent of a mob accountant on the run from said mob.
Molly.
I am Gale. I am a human barbarian. I am big. I have a big old tattoo of a squid on my arm.
Does it have a
and-
name?
The squid? No, we didn't ask. We might meet again. Who knows?
You didn't give it a name retroactively.
Well, how are you going to know if you
No.
don't know its name?
We'll know in our hearts.
It's just one of those things where you hold up the tattoo.
Yeah, and it goes with this little thing, and then we see each other from across the sea.
Suddenly the ET light just between
Yep.
you.
And then
It's like
dolphins
just
go.
glisten.
It's like Free
Yeah.
Willy, just with a giant squid.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it just flops.
Molly, can you hand me one of the pencils in front of you?
You didn't think I was going to have to reach for pencils.
Yeah. Yeah, just to let the people know, the pencils are for some reason all like in a little defensive clutch underneath every single webcam we have.
I'm taking a
On
photo.
their spindly little legs.
Find it.
And those of you who are new to the cast, Molly, just kind of by natural inclination, is not the first person you would send into a situation like that. But she did admirably, I will say.
I did. I prepared myself mentally and physically. There were squats.
Well, there's always squads.
So yeah, that's me. I am a seafaring person who I have a boat. I am completely
kind
above
of boat?
board and legal in all of my mercenary and or commercial activities.
So you're a privateer?
Sort of.
So
More of a public privateer partnership.
Something like that.
I missed it. Did you mention her racing class?
Yes, I'm a human barbarian.
That was like the
And,
first thing she said.
That's why I said I missed it, because everybody else at home is paying way more attention than I am. Because I'm like, oh yeah, my notes. Okay, I'm gonna write all this stuff down that I'm
writing an
thinking of.
adventure.
This is the first time we've
Yeah,
ever
right
met,
now.
incidentally. I don't know who this man is. He doesn't know who I am. This was just
I don't even know how I got here.
really kind of a rant on Craigslist.
Just
Got
sort
this
of
whole
pulled
thing started.
you from the street.
Yeah. That's real.
All right, and Liz.
Greetings. Hello. I am Mizzy Stoneanchor, and I have an extremely good name, and that is
You do, which is like that's 90% of the battle
I
when
mean,
it comes
really,
to
this is
D&D.
This is about as far as I got. I made a character on D&D Beyond today, which was extremely good, and I was very excited about it. So she is a dwarven cleric called to the sea. She doesn't have a boat.
So
That's unfortunate.
she's Moana.
She is.
Oh, yes.
She
See,
is.
that's what we need stuck in our heads right now.
That's true. The sea, it calls me. Actually. She's a little surly, as all dwarves are, especially given that she's been called away from her land and on to the sea.
And who is she? Who is she a cleric of?
She is I forgot the name. Come on.
Prokin.
Greyhawk. Prokin.
Prokan,
Yes.
the Titan god of the sea, who has 2 rules:
2 rules.
don't touch my shit, don't ever, and if you're going to follow me, get rich,
I mean,
because when you die, your belongings get returned to the sea, and it becomes my shit.
So you bought the license upgrade from Can Light?
yeah. Lifetime license. It expired yesterday.
Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that.
You're extremely welcome. She's a little surly. Tagline: 1 eye, no fucks. I'm excited about it. She has 1 eye. I don't know if I said that.
You had not, except in the previous sentence.
Yeah. Only the one.
All right, and Narissa.
All right, so I am playing Jovi. She is a half-elf ranger, along with her dog companion Dari, who is just a very doofy, adorable dog who's just really happy to be here. Jovi, I'm trying to remember what I wrote on here. Jovi, half-elf ranger with a backstory that's none of your goddamn business. I wrote a very long, elaborate backstory, and I feel like it's more fun for it to get unveiled as we go through the adventure. But she has like copper skin, lots of white and black tattoos across her face, all the way down her arms, leading to the index finger that she normally shoots with. Very traditional wood elf style
So
for
wait
the
a minute.
tattoos.
When you say shoots with her index finger, you do of course mean like just making a gun with her index finger.
That's
Pew, pew.
totally how she shoots arrows, Cameron. Obviously, no.
Well, she's an elf. She can do that with magic.
No, actually, I'm really excited about her weapon. So she does have a longbow, and she also has a hook sword. So if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and you've seen Jet fight, I'm thinking kind of that fighting style for Jovi. I'm very excited about it.
Word.
Props for that initial consonant, by the way.
Hey,
I
thanks.
make no promise to respect it, but props for it.
Also, one thing of note, just to you guys, she does have heterochromia, so one eye is green and one eye is silver. I just thought that was a fun little bit of flavor.
Actually, they're the same color. It just has to do anyway.
Don't
You had
take
to
away
do
my
that?
hopes and dreams,
No,
Cameron.
it has to. It's this thing that David Bowie had. It has to do with the same. They're the same color. It's just the pupil on one is so dilated, and dilated that way, and the other one is so whatever the opposite of dilated is, that they look like they're different colors.
That's a thing.
I read it on the internet.
Interesting. I want to read more about that later.
He's right.
Thank you
I
for
trust
production.
you. I trust you for production. Okay.
All right,
Fact
and
checked.
so this
Oh.
group is. Did you all come up with the name? Like out of game, obviously. We all came up with the name Ratbaggers. That is who you are. Represent your-
we have not been a group yet,
right.
as far as I know.
Okay. Okay.
Narratively speaking, that doesn't exist yet, and I don't know that it's necessarily an in-game name that we would have.
All right.
Not yet.
I feel like we would come up with it drunk, just judging by who our characters seem to be at this moment.
All right.
I look forward to like this adventure at some point in the future, like how we became the Ratbaggers.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
At some point, I'm putting some rats in
In a-
some bags.
I'm beating the shit out of that bag.
Hey, wait! We did. It's not the Ratbaggers Killers.
Yeah, it's just a bag of rats.
We place them
Or-
gently in a bag.
Or
Group
perhaps
collects
multiple
rats.
bags of rats.
I mean,
like it may
truly.
just be that like for 2 years we were stuck in Nyrond doing that as a job.
I mean,
like
yeah.
for minimum wage, just putting rats in bags.
And they don't have to be live rats.
That's not something I had considered. Like that.
Because that's
literally
union,
never-
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I
Maybe it's like a grocery bagger.
There's this giant conveyor belt of rats coming out of the sewer, and we're at the other end putting them in.
And then somebody comes up and it's like, I brought my tote bag today, so I get 5 cents off, please.
Yes.
And I was
true.
just a prepper. I just tied the rat legs together.
Or
Like
maybe
a
you're
little bow.
delivering them to happy homes. I lived with a roommate who had 2 rats, and they were the most adorable things in the world. She had them trained and everything.
This isn't the
great.
Forgotten Realms. This is Greyhawk. There's
Don't
no such
take my
thing.
hopes
There's
and
no such thing
dreams,
as a fucking
Cameron.
happy home in Greyhawk.
I mean, that's real.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking
pretty
of which-
accurate. Yes.
They leave bags of rats like a calling card.
Oh, that might be good.
In fact,
interesting.
that's the hardest part of the job usually is getting that fucking huge ass bag of rats into
bag.
position. God damn it, I'd forgotten.
I mean, I'm in for an ass bag. Is that what we're doing?
It's true. Like, how many minutes did I make it?
I think I'm gonna say 10.
Yes.
All right.
That's a record we got to beat.
Tone check.
You find each of you finds yourself, for your own reasons, in the city of Wamtham. Wamtham.
I'm out.
Cameron has thrown down his glasses.
I can't do this Greyhawk thing if you're going to be using the names that are just what the fuck.
Using the names that are in the book.
Well, yes.
Wamp them.
No, I'm kidding. We can totally
I
do
should
this.
change it.
Wantham.
It's
Wamtham.
Wamtham.
So Nyrand, that is part of Jeff, and we are
No.
in Wantham.
We are nowhere near
been,
Jeff.
You know what? I can't. I've been to Winnemucca. I'm not one to judge.
Luckily, the kingdom of Geoff, or Jeff, as it is colloquially known, is
And by
far-
colloquially, you mean by everyone.
Yeah.
But you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is far to the west.
Okay, cool.
Do we have a map of Greyhawk?
I have.
I have a supercomputer. Hold on.
Did I bring it downstairs? Is the ultimate question. I don't know that I did.
Listen, I have it right here. Greyhawk.
I-
Siri, show me a map of Greyhawk.
I have, in fact, a map of Greyhawk
Ooh.
Shit, yeah.
that we can put.
Ah.
I don't know
Oh, that's
if you all
fancy.
want to fit it on the table.
No,
you
we
can
could.
do that.
We could. No, we'll do that at some other. Oh my god.
This
Okay.
is
And we-
beautiful.
Fine.
You're right here.
This is
Okay.
fucking amateur hour.
So for everyone that wants to know, Google map of Greyhawk. They're in Wamtham, which is in the kingdom of Nyrand. On
Wamtham.
yes,
Sorry.
The
is a
stars
beautiful
at
map.
night are
I know,
big
I-
and bright. Deep in the heart of Wantham.
This is a good adventure, guys.
I'm glad that you're all on this.
Putting
with
the
me.
epic in epic fantasy.
That's
That's
absolutely
good.
right.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I'm a
in
professional
Wantham?
copywriter. That was great.
Thank you.
So you
People
all
would
can
pay
tell
good
me
money for
why
that.
your individual characters are there. Because the land is destitute. Wamtham as a kingdom is rather was rather kind. Recently, about 3 years ago, they had, while the Greyhawk Wars, which was their version of World War One, was going on, the king's son rose up, was mega evil, like practically had that shit stamped on his forehead, tried to take over Nyrend, and his brother straight up killed him a year into his rule and brought Nyrend back to stability, for lack of a better term, because it's not really stable. Nyrend then, after the war, had next to no money. So in order to try and squeeze that money out of the people, they thought, well, why don't we, instead of having prisons for crimes, just fine everybody for literally every crime? It just costs you money to commit crimes. It's perfect. If you're good, it doesn't cost you money. If not, it's great. Well, all of these local lords still had to meet their quotas to the king for taxes. So a lot of people got charged with misdemeanors and other crimes that really, were just supposed to be a few gold pieces here and there, more than anybody could make. And now there are debtors' prisons all over the place. So as long as you have any bit of wealth, Nyrend is great. If you are poor, you're most likely about to be sent to prison.
So it's New York, basically.
Kinda. No.
Too true. Too close to home.
Yeah, extremely. Jesus Christ.
Relmord, the capital, would definitely be like New York in that regard because it's right on the water. But you guys are in Wamtham. Just up the Duntide River.
As legend goes, the ancient first king came along and looked at all the cities along the river and said, "Want them."
Oh, no. Wasn't okay.
Not okay.
Not okay.
I'll workshop that and get back to you.
Okay, please do.
So, the city of Wamtham, I'm just going to keep saying it.
Wampum.
Was an entertainer city, and also a miner's city since they're close to the mountains. Primarily, they would export gold, silver, and iron down the river to Relmord. But that doesn't happen so much anymore with regular orc attacks that come down across the mountains, and they've kind of taken over the mines. So Wamtham is just kind of a city full of entertainers and bars everywhere. So it's LA but shitty. It's
Well, never mind. Go on.
but shittier.
Okay.
Their entertainment industry has collapsed, and all of the nearly everybody that was an entertainer of some sort opened up somewhere to eat, and a lot of other
Sounds
people.
more like Vegas.
That's fair.
No. Sounds more like Reno.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys are in Reno.
Oh, shit.
But
I went to Reno once.
I've been there a grand total of once.
It's bad.
Never again.
Never again.
Yep. Reno 911 was a documentary.
Yes.
A lot of people leave Wamtham.
Wampum.
Want them all.
For greener pastures west. They've heard that since the city of Greyhawk was largely untouched by the war, that there must clearly be money there.
It's like Pacific Playland in Zombieland.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, except, minus the zombies plus fuckloads of crime.
Mm-hmm.
Because the worst problem about living in the free city of Greyhawk is it is a city-state in and of itself, entirely owned, operated, and run by, let's say, Randian philosophy. Like the Thieves Guild is practically law there.
Jesus.
It is a libertarian ideal state, and again, if you have money,
Like Somalia.
I don't know enough to comment, but yeah, if you have money there, it's great because then you can influence the oligarchy. If you don't, you have to steal from all the rich people.
Okay.
Those are your two options of living in Greyhawk. So a lot of people have gone west to Greyhawk. You guys, however, are stuck in Wamtham. Wamtham. For whatever reasons you deem fit. But a lot of folk that have any skill at hand have been getting paid to guard a lot of the what's the word for it? The flatboats that go down to Relmord that transport what goods can still be mined, or what metals can still be mined out of the mine, or food from the local farms, or what have you.
Just basic cargo ships?
No, so they are riverboats.
Okay.
Imagine somebody took a cardboard box, cut the top off, and then in the middle put a shack.
Okay.
They are broadhorns, if you wanted to call them
damn
that.
it.
That's what they're called, though.
I know that's what they're called. You could also call them bateaux.
Yeah, I just call them flatboats because it's a
Because it's a boat and it's flat.
yes. That it's almost as if that's where yes, yeah, yes.
Okay.
I don't have anything beyond that. Just yes, womp them, womp them.
13.
Great. What is you hit?
Yes.
Okay, I think I know why Jovi is here in that case.
All right.
All right. So I think she just broke out of prison for being arrested for tax evasion or some shit like that.
You were in a
and-
debtor's prison.
Yeah, I think I either am in a debtor's prison at this moment or I was, and I'm still walking around with the shackles trying to figure out how to get out of them. Don't know what DM discretion says is more interesting.
It would if you just got. So if I may play with the concept a little.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what would be far more common and far more likely is if your prison got attacked. Because
Okay.
because there are state-sponsored orc raids that run through Nyren all of the time. And a whole bunch of humans put inside of a box is a whole lot of meat they can eat. So it would be so you could have gotten prison break by way of orc, which would have wiped away all of your debt because they wouldn't have kept your debt records, and it's not like the internet exists.
That sounds perfect to me, but I do think she starts with the shackles still on. I think this just happened.
just having like, so guys, I had a day.
Yeah. Hey, whoops.
However, each of you have heard that Coal Collars is a wonderful place to go if you're looking for work. Coal as in Coal, collar as in the collar of the shirt. It is the name of an inn, one of the largest inns in Nyren. And anybody that sees themselves as an adventuring sort goes in and out of Coal Collars at some point.
I'm not looking for work, but I am looking to get out of town.
You could certainly, you could try and procure travel on one of the flatboats.
I think that would one of the hornswoggles.
Yeah.
I've been watching those flatboats, and those guys have no idea what the fuck they're doing. So I'm gonna go and offer my services while I wait patiently for my boat to come back.
So you're just hanging out by the docks, talking to riverboat folk, saying like, are you just sort of chiding them, being like, you all suck at this. Let me run your boat.
Yeah. I don't mean to, but
Actually,
there's a lot of actuallys happening.
Are you boat splaining?
I am ship's planning.
Ship splaining to a lot of the river
no,
boats?
that's in nautical miles.
No, knots is speed, not distance. So a lot of them don't seem to really be welcoming to constant criticism by somebody standing on a pier shouting at them. You may find this odd.
Wait, people don't find that to be a friendly,
You might.
welcoming gesture?
No,
Find this
Huh.
interesting.
That's how I met my wife.
but just sort of standing at the docks, shouting at people, pointing out why they're doing their jobs wrong, does not seem to be getting you much.
That is totally how I met my wife.
Does not seem to be really getting you anywhere.
I'll probably go to this establishment that you mentioned to see if anyone there requires a boat captain, and then I will get out there and I will fucking show them what they're doing wrong.
All right. Cameron, you go down to the boats. And a lot of them are like, there are people sort of standing at the docks, like offering to guard riverboats. A lot of people are looking you over because 90% of Greyhawk is human, and when they see a halfling, they
I'm
just
just an
don't think
extremely short, very voluminous black cloak. I'm like a 3 foot tall Nazgul.
Oh, baby.
And with a snazzy looking kind of cane.
I'm gonna say that the people, the riverboatmen are not do not really consider that you would be the threatening force that they're hoping to hire.
That's not why I walk up to one of the captains that looks like a likely sort, and motion him down, and press coin into his hand.
He looks at you. He looks at the coin. What kind of coin? Is it a copper piece?
What would be more than fair, but not ridiculous?
A silver is what most people make in a week.
Well, for passage, what would be? I'd be really good at estimating like what this guy's what kind of price would be just right for this, to not like trip alarms, but yet to be really good.
Depends on how far you want to go. He's like, why?
I'm like holding a sign that says wherever at this point.
Oh.
I just want to get as far down the river as possible.
Well, 5 gold to Relmord.
I couldn't possibly do more than 3.
I'm sorry. What? You're going to have to speak up.
I couldn't possibly do more than 3.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to use your outside voice.
I could not possibly do more than 3.
Then you cannot possibly ride my boat. Besides, where is the rest of your group?
What group?
If you're going to take up cargo space, you have to be able to defend yourself. You by yourself, no.
Can I say that Jovi comes up right at this minute? I think it's a great way to enter.
Yeah. So wandering up to you, you see a half elf, or well, wood elf, in shackles.
Yep, and I'm going to put my hands just on his shoulder, trying to like keep the wrists slightly behind your shoulder and say, oh God, I forgot the accent. I had it all planned. Oh my goodness.
It's okay.
It's just going to come out wrong. I'm sorry. I'm going to figure it out eventually. I'm so glad you found them. I'm so glad you found my adventuring companion. What have you been doing? Please, all we want is to go down the river. I'm so sorry if he's been giving you any trouble, but I'll make sure that he behaves and doesn't take anything too expensive.
Yeah, no, you know what? No, we're closed. I'm all right, and he's just gonna get on his boat and he's gonna start shoving off with the
Paddle away
oar.
slowly.
Yeah.
How does 10 gold sound?
He's like, wow, you know what? No, it's not worth risking my life for crazy. I'm good.
Okay, I'm trying to think
Not
of
my
this.
circus.
Yeah.
Not
Wait,
my monkeys.
and then at that moment, my dog does come to my side. And note, he is an absolutely adorable Siberian Husky German Shepherd wolf mix. And he just looks up and smiles.
He's like, yeah. He's like, so do you have? He's like, do you have a letter of recommendation?
I mean, I think this is enough of a letter of recommendation, and I gesture to the longbow that is right on my back.
Everybody's got to eat. That doesn't mean that you actually know how to shoot that thing.
All right, I'll tell you what. You get me out of these, and she holds her wrists up, and now he can see the shackles. You get me out of these, and I'll prove to you that I am the best shot that you've seen.
He's like, oh, Paylor, preserve me. Go to, he's like, I'm not going to ask. He's like, that's what I'm going to give you today.
I appreciate that.
Go over to the bosun's area. They can help you.
I'll tell you what. You let me do the talking next time. I'll get you out of them.
All right, that sounds fair to me. Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna pick the locks on her.
Oh, great.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
Yeah, they're cheap. They are the cheapest lock you've ever seen.
It's literally just like he taps them and they fall off.
Yeah.
Well, then I should have just pulled them apart earlier.
Oh, they were thick metal, and what he did is impressive. But yeah, you've seen
Especially with such wizened little hands, but that are still dexterous.
you've rarely seen so cheap a lock on anything.
Got a soft heart for the downtrodden.
Yeah, surely.
I do. I like, and besides, she's touched. So, I mean, nobody should be taking advantage of her.
That's fair.
So what would it take to get passage on your ship?
A letter of
We're-
recommendation.
We're going to try a different ship, if you don't mind.
And at that point,
right, lead the
Gail
way.
stumbles out and says, "I found your letter!" And she just turns around and drops her pants.
What the fuck?
Everybody,
It's right here!
everybody is like, I wasn't aware it was Friday, but the crazies are out early this week.
It's No Pants Friday.
Okay, wait, what time of day is it?
Casual
Because if this
Friday.
is happening at like 11 a.m. when people are
yeah.
just like in the middle of the workday.
Oh yeah,
Oh, great. That's super uncomfortable.
you're embarrassed.
It's natural.
Why are you blushing?
I mean, I just wasn't expecting to, pull up pickup lines this early in the day, but now I'm trying to think of anyone to go with this particular situation.
Huh? She just like collapses onto the ground and like rolling laughing.
So a lot of the people that you come to talk to are looking for licensed adventurers. Anybody that's just trying to hop on a boat, they seem to be asking for anything that proves that you actually are capable of what you're saying you're capable of. And nobody really seems to be producing them. So a lot of the river boats are coming and going without passengers.
I think, sir, what would you say one of the letters looks like?
So you found somebody else, the guy that you were harassing. Definitely,
Yeah, I find somebody else.
Yeah, he's like, well, anybody that gets one usually has one from a local landed lord's seal on it.
Such as?
Well, I mean, I recognize them when I see them, but I can't read.
Of course.
They're if you go to coal collars, I've heard that there a lot of people have been getting letters signed by house. Well, the house doesn't have a name, but it's got a big letter E stamped on it.
Letter E.
I've seen a lot of those come and go, but
Thank you for your time.
but
I
no,
think,
It
I
sounds
ju-
like that's the best place to go.
there's one thing you should know, and he sort of, oh well, okay.
what?
There's been a lot of rumor that anybody that undertakes this mission doesn't come back.
Indeed.
Sounds like fun.
I say, young simple woman with the dog, can you whittle?
It's Jove.
No, it's quite funny.
No, it's my name is Jove.
Oh, Jovi. Very well.
Yeah, je, not je.
You what?
Never mind. Okay, just call me whatever you want. Okay, so what's going on?
Yes, Jovi. Can you whittle or carve wood?
Yeah,
Good.
I made this bow, so yeah, I should be able to do that.
Both very nice. Can you make a letter E?
Wait, I'm gonna back up. So you want me to make the stamp for this letter? Is that
yes,
what you're thinking?
Yes, I'll draw it for you. But yes, I would need you to do the carving.
All right. How about this? Let's get a seat. Let's get a drink at this coal, whatever it is, place, and then I can work on it there. But I do need somewhere that has proper light that isn't out in the middle of the street. I would rather not get thrown in jail
We'll get a
again.
look at these fields with our own eyes, shall we?
I'm sorry, you're going to need to be a little bit more articulate. I'm having a hard time with the S's.
We shall go and get a look at these Eve
Okay,
with our own
stop.
eyes.
You know what? I'm sorry I asked. We will work on it. All right.
All right, Jovi. I'm sure we shall be the best
Jovi.
of friends.
All right, and we go.
So, Mizzy, where be ye?
I am at Coal Collars.
All right.
I have a letter.
No, you don't yet.
I don't yet.
No.
Fine. I have an idea.
You would have an idea.
Effort, though.
So there.
It's a player-facing game.
Fine.
Gail, did you just keep rolling around butt exposed on the?
I did. reposition my trousers. Yes.
Okay.
And now I'm walking to Coal Collars to attempt to find employment as a boat captain.
Okay. So, as each of you walks into this fine establishment, Mizzy, you've been here for a little bit.
I'm like, I expect that I've sort of gotten the lay of the land. I've been here for a few days.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. And from what you've been able to tell, unless you're able to buy your way out of town, you walk. Nobody gets a boat ride just by flashing money. Like that's, there's a very good reason for that. A lot of,
They also don't give a shit if you have a higher calling,
no, they're,
just in case you're wondering.
yeah, no, they're like, oh, that's great. You're a priest. And then you get a whole lot of like, we could care less looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you found out that anybody that's poor walked, anybody that has money has gotten somebody who's well off to sign off on their boat travel. Because it means that they get paid by the state. So a lot of these boat folk are looking to get reimbursed for transporting people to and from Wampum.
So
Wampum.
to make it difficult, my background is sailor, and I have an ability called ship's passage, which means I can get passage on a ship wherever the fuck I want.
So that's
At your discretion.
No. That's absolutely fine.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, I had not known that you had this ability when I had created this.
Backgrounds are the best.
Oh, and did I mention I'm proficient with my calligrapher's kit?
I have vehicle proficiency.
I have water vehicle proficiency.
Okay, so land,
We can
land and sea covered.
we can just strap some sticks together, and I'll sail this shit down the river.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, let me jump to Mizzy.
I am in a
we break
tavern
your
and
game
I will not start a game without a brawl.
That's reasonable. That's a fair request.
Metagame.
Cole Collar, the guy that runs the place, old bard,
Yeah.
had traveled the world, saw everything there was to see, and then settled back down in Wampum. Wampum. And sort of entertains a lot of people with all of his stories of everything that there is to see in the world. Guy knows a little bit about everywhere. And he traveled the world mostly during the wars. On the bulletin board in his inn are a number of different contracts and requests. There is one, however, that is extremely ornate and large. And it is signed by the Lady Wadney, Eudne, and she is looking for someone who is not afraid of danger, a group of someones that are not afraid of danger.
I've never been afraid of danger.
That are willing to procure assets for her that were stolen years ago, post haste. This has an expiration date on it, within a week. But she is offering 500 gold per person to go and retrieve this item.
Is there any kind of deposit or anything on this to get the letter?
You have to go meet her. You would have to meet at her estate, and she'd be willing to sign off on your adventure and all that.
I have a question.
Sure.
Like, on like the bulletin board, is there like a big floating yellow exclamation point?
That's what it seems like.
Were this that sort of game, yes.
You approach it, and as soon as you hit A, just like all the highlighted
That's
words
not so
in
much.
red.
So much Greyhawk is Azerothian.
Yeah, right.
Fair.
I was reading a lot of the background of Greyhawk, and I was like, wow, Blizzard stole that. And they stole that. And they stole... Those are the same names. Like, they just straight up stole parts of Greyhawk
That's homage.
for both Diablo and World of Warcraft. Like, it's just ripped.
Nothing is new.
Yeah. But a lot of...
That's all Blizzard ever does, though, is they steal shit and then polish it within an inch of its life.
Yeah. But I would... Yeah.
Cool.
Your analogy, your reference, as it were.
You have picked up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I have indeed. Got it? It's there now.
It's excellent.
Um,
Just pull up my quest log. What's going on?
There are a number of other things on the board, though. A lot of them look old and tattered, and a lot of people are basically offering 5 to 10 gold pieces per person to go, verify that family members have made it alive to different parts of the Orth, as it were, the Earth.
The oath.
Just because Garrett Gygax pronounced it that way doesn't mean I will. It's the Earth, if we're doing it.
Okay, all right, sure.
The all over the Flanness.
You mean the flanus?
That is terrible.
I do not mean the Flanness.
Never say that.
What, flanus?
Stop! Stop!
Wantham.
Blue.
Womp.
I'm calling it blue.
Cool. I take that off. Can I take it off the bulletin board?
Yeah. Well,
This is mine now.
Little tabs with the phone number on it that you can pull off the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's been staying away from that one. There's, as you've heard people around cold callers talking about it, they're like, that's a death trap. No one offers that much money if you aren't going to fucking die. No.
Yeah, but I have a calling.
Yeah. They're like, good job. Good for you. Good luck. A lot of other people, and this is a Ryan Seguin thing for the World of Greyhawk. This is not canon.
I can't play under these conditions.
And it's homebrew.
Homebrew is the best.
Just going fucking off the rails here. Homebrew narrative. But
Wow.
you'll
I
find.
thought I knew you.
I know. Look. You might not have known this, but I'm unofficial as fuck. Did you just lose it, Liz?
Yes.
Was that it?
That's good. I have a quote list.
Yeah. But adventuring parties, which is not a common thing, but you'll find that a couple of people will sit down looking for possible work by after their cups are emptied, they stack them on top of the candelabra at the center of the table to show that like they're looking for work. And you'll occasionally get rich folk wandering in and out of cold collars going like, hey, I have work for you. I'll sure. What do you got? And they'll sit down and they'll talk to people.
So
about
we're
jobs.
basically in the Home Depot parking lot.
Kinda, yeah, like saying, hey, we're contractors, and people going like, you know what, I need a new roof. So yeah. But yeah, the three of you, those that are not Mizzy, walk in and see the same situation, but now there is an eye patched. Do you have an eye patch, or are you just straight up monocular?
It's gnarly. I don't wear a patch.
Oh.
It's stitched.
Oh. Ooh, that's almost worse. It's not scarred. It's just like actual like sewing
No,
needle.
That's badass. I'm fascinated.
Yeah. So you
You
see,
can probably have this taken out. Never mind.
so you see a monocular bestitched dwarf holding an ornate piece of paper, standing by herself to the side of the room as you enter, and another bunch of other people sitting and eating, and Cole Collar standing behind the bar. Oh, I should have mentioned, he is called that because it's kind of just his brand to wear extremely colorful shirts that have a very horrendously clashing black collar. Like he's got like a green.
Wait, how do you have a clashing black collar? Black goes with everything.
Okay, so green shirt, like puce vest, and the collar on the vest is just black.
Still, it's not the collar that's
clashing. Well, every outfit is always a different mix of colors with a black collar.
I just conceptually, I got problems with this.
That's fine. You can
Verisimilitude.
you can take
Should
your
be called bad vest or something.
All right, I'm going to backtrack for 2 seconds. So, do we see that the note very clearly has the E on it that we had just been tipped off about?
It does
or-
not have any house marking on it.
Okay, got it. But we do see this dwarf. Okay, I think just because of the eye, Jovi would go over and say, so what happened there?
Long story.
Well, this is a very good talk. I'm glad we were getting to know each other. All right, have a great rest of the day. And then I'm going to go look at the bulletin board, see if I can see any sort of house callings.
Not a lot. Nobody is. There's the one other bulletin that is asking people to leave. Looks like it's already been called. Or if you ask around, like somebody helpfully puts up your hand, like, oh yeah, those people already died doing that. Don't worry about it.
People died doing what? I can do this.
Well, no, as in the person handing that money out died of the plague.
Fuck.
All right, and
Well, there's your problem.
at that point, just announce to the bar because I don't want to have to go back and forth between people and be in a epic Mickey favors game. All right, does anyone know any way of getting out to the city? Any, please.
Like Cole Collar sort of motions you over, like
Immediately go over.
I'm pretending I don't know this one.
He's like, "Hi." So, are you trying to get out by foot or by boat?
It really doesn't matter. Both would be preferred, I guess. But if there's any sort of job that can get me some extra cash, that would also be nice.
Well, that dwarf is holding your ticket then.
Swing on over. Hi. I don't know if we were actually fully introduced. My name's Jovi. I understand that you have a job there you're looking at. Do you mind if I take a look?
I'll sort of hesitantly allow her a peek.
Greatly appreciated. Thank you. And I'm going to read over the note as she holds it for me.
Like,
The note.
I won't let go.
That's fine. I'm not going to take it from you. That's fine. You live your best life. I just want to
And it's not like, and it's not a skittish. It is this is mine.
Yeah.
No,
I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah, I get that. I just am still looking over at it.
Both of you, looking at the note, see that it says, Lady Wadney, residence 2 miles east of the city, looking for a group no fewer than 4 to undertake a dangerous journey.
A dangerous journey.
It's like we have 4 people here. What?
Hey, bar guy.
Yes.
What do you know?
Colorful woman.
Yes. That's one of the nicer things I've been called. Thank you, sir.
Cole Collar
What?
gives you a smile. He's like, well, I know how to charm, as it turns out.
So I see that thing that the dwarf's got, little thing.
It's a piece of paper, yes.
There's words on it. So, it says dangerous.
It does.
Why? That's a lot of money. Why hasn't
Have you looked
anyone
at the
else
note yet?
done this? I'm kind of peeking over everyone's shoulder because I'm like a bajillion times
I
taller
was
than
gonna
all of
say,
you.
she's
Okay.
way up there and I'm way down here.
Yeah. Cole Collar is like, because that's what people around here call death money. Everyone in the business just assumes that you won't live long enough to make the profit.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
All right. Well, the way I see
But
it,
and he's also like, Lady Wadney. If I've lived in Wamtham a long time, and I don't know the name, but if she's got money to throw around,
and it seems like her only ticket.
Excuse me, barkeep.
yes.
May I have a glass of your deepest, darkest, nastiest red vintage?
Sure. Do you have the 20 gold for the glass?
I'm not buying the glass. I'm buying the wine.
Yes, exactly what I meant, good sir.
20 gold for a
You s-
glass of wine.
You said for my deepest, finest vintage.
No, I said nastiest. It just needs to be red and rich. It doesn't have to taste good at all.
Well, how much? Oh, I see.
I'll take the dregs if you have them.
I don't normally sell bad wine.
I have peculiar halfling tastes.
Well,
I'm just going to reach over and grab the rag from the bar and like wring it out into a glass and hand it to him.
You have a glass.
It's the wrong color.
It's wine colored.
Are you-
Wine colored.
are
Give me
you-
$1, I'll drink it. I'll do it for a gold.
That's not $1. That's $100 in this world, basically. Like a gold piece is like, hey, by the way, here's a cold Benji. I'll do it for 100.
I'll do it. Highest bidder.
So a rather tall sailor is trying to get you to drink rag water for
I'm steadfastly ignoring her.
Coal collar.
Hey.
Sort
Hey.
of like I take pride in my business.
Hey.
I don't
Hey.
know that I have anything that would meet your
Hey.
tastes.
Do you have anything wed?
No one gets married here. No.
Red.
Oh, are you looking for like red dye?
Well, if you have any.
No, but
Just dye the wine.
you could check the marketplace down the street. I'm sure that anyone working in the one of the textile.
Do they have grenadine and grape?
Do you have red wine or not?
Oh, sure, I've got plenty.
Then give me a glass of red wine, please.
Cheapest red
I
wine.
have a glass
Yes.
of brown
The
wine.
cheapest, most horrible red wine you have.
2 coppers, please.
I give him 2
What
coppers.
a, this is a
And
fine
a
glass
third
of brown.
for his trouble. And I grab the wine and a candle and head over to a table in the back.
Okay.
And then drip a fair amount of wax into the wine and put it together in a little, knead it together in a little ball and let it sit.
Okay.
Halfling. I think I found a ticket out of here.
Oh, I've been observing.
So, okay, you want...
It's like I saunter over, watching what you are doing, and like we're on the same page. So
Oh, good. We're collecting them now.
Yeah,
And
and
if,
so-
nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. I sort of like I get out my reliquary and shit, and it's got like a little holy symbol that we're gonna like cobble together to make a house symbol. We
All
got
right.
Yep.
we got shit to do.
All right.
It's a heist now, guys.
Go over, look at it, and say, do you still need me to whittle something?
You know, I don't think I do.
All right, well, I mean, get to work.
I mean, there's a montage.
Yeah, I flip open the calligrapher's kit.
Uh-huh.
I don't even have to really, forgery doesn't even, it wouldn't even begin to approach forgery, really. I'm just writing like, ipsis lorem ipsum, in that.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, they couldn't read anyway, so we don't need to worry about it. Yeah.
I'm still sitting
I mean,
at the bar
I
trying to
make it
convince
somewhat
people to
credible.
pay me
Like,
to drink this glass of
so-and-so for
brown.
So and so.
Do you have... I'm trying to think what skill will be related to forgery.
I mean, I'm proficient with my calligraphy. I could do.
Would that be considered deception?
Sure. Yeah, no, if you're proficient with the kit, you roll, I'm going to say dex plus the...
First roll of the campaign, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, right.
Get it on camera.
So let's see, that'd be 5. Yeah, 5. Oh, I don't know why I rolled that d4. So 20.
20.
Nice.
You make an extremely good-looking letter.
Well, let's go.
All right, following your lead. They said a group. You guys want in?
I don't think anybody's going anywhere without me. I have our quest.
Fuck it.
I like that you're just like
I just, no one's going to pay me to drink this.
Like-
I got to make some money. I'm
like-
just going to drink the delicious glass of brown.
Like you saw what we were doing, and you're just kind of following us out, and we're too embarrassed to say.
God, and two of you are so small.
Because the whole reason I'm
So
doing it, I'm forging
small.
this instead of going the good adventure route and getting, a real one, which would probably be way easier, is to keep the low profile, is to like not be
That's
indebted
fair.
to anyone and to have just gotten in and out of here.
And it's
with
more
this-
believable to get out of here if there's 4 of us because the call said 4 people
yeah.
anyway.
Oh, we needed a 4th body. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we like. We carry you to the boat.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Can we go back to that first ship where the guy clearly said that he didn't know how to read?
I think that would be quite good, given that he was the one who thought.
do we need to get on the boat right now?
I would.
No.
prefer-
In order to actually go talk to the Lady Wadney, no, you would walk 2 miles east.
No, we're not going to talk to her. We've
I know,
already
no,
forged the
but
note.
to answer Mizzy's question over here, no.
I would prefer if we left as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, but does this have any information about what we are looking for?
Well, we know what the jobs are by having observed the board. If we happen to come across anything that they want, we can always bring it back. They won't quibble about,
You'll notice that the job doesn't actually give details about what she wants.
legalities.
She wants to meet with whomever is going to go on her job.
So, just so
Besides-
everyone at home knows, Cameron and Liz are having a staring contest.
Besides, do you really think we are worth 500 gold?
That's
And-
a lot of gold.
Yes.
I appreciate your optimism.
You seem to have a lot of faith in us. Why?
I don't have faith in any of you.
Oh, just yourself.
Yeah.
Why not? I appreciate your optimism. And she just like grabs you and hugs you and then smooshes your head into her. You're so little. You smell like the river.
This giant woman is lifting and sniffing you.
I'm not.
Kind of spinning you around a
Unfazed.
little.
It's kind of nice.
It's a good day.
It's been a while since I had a hug.
Look, I understand your desire for gainful employment, but if I may, the goal here is not actually to be adventurers. It is to get out of town.
I mean, yes, my ultimate goal is the sea.
Well,
This-
this
there-
literally
the sea?
leads you to the,
The
sea.
sea.
That is where most rivers go.
Well, I understand that.
So let's
I know the
let's,
sea.
Let's take the
You
note.
know the sea.
I do. Say that's the little symbol thingy doodle you got on your little box there. That looks really familiar.
I
She's,
mean,
like,
it should.
pointing at your
It's a cresting wave. Is Prokin's holy symbol?
But I mean, right there.
Yeah.
Like not just because it's a wave. I know what a wave is.
I have totally
Wait,
seen
I feel like
waves.
this is a knowledge roll. Do we need to make rolls?
I mean, if-
I-
D&D.
that just seems.
I'm not.
Only
I
if
like
it slows
that
down
guy.
play.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna make her roll it.
I like that guy. I don't know anything about him, but I like him. I feel like we have a connection.
I like you.
So
Well,
so-
I'm glad we approve of each other. Can we egress?
So you go down to the docks. You hand over your ornate letter to one of the flatboat captains.
specifically the one who said he can't read.
Sure.
Great.
He goes, sure, I'll just go verify this with the quartermasters, make sure that the symbol matches, that this isn't a forgery. And
Oh, of course, of course.
We would never.
he's like, yeah, I get a lot of people that, are really, really skilled artists and they just go and try and make one. But, unless you have a sealed copy, hey. But you guys wouldn't do that, right?
No, of course.
Yeah, I mean you wouldn't because it's it's 1,000 gold fine if I come back here, and but you guys wouldn't do that.
No, of course.
When he walks away, can we just get on his boat and go?
I can drive the boat.
Please let us do that. Totally not a forgery. Please go verify it.
He seemed.
By the way,
yeah.
how many people do you have working on your ship right now?
5. So me and 4 more,
Okay, great.
and they're gonna hang out on the boat.
Oh, wonderful. Are you sure you don't need an extra set of hands? That seems like a lot of tedious work you're doing.
No, I'm just walking and checking your letter if that's okay.
Great. How far away is the office that you're going to check it at?
There, you see him go point at a guy who's got a line of captains walking up to him. And the guy pulls out a very, very thick book that's kept in a lockbox, and he's got 2 beefy looking guards sitting next to him, and he's like secretly checking all of the symbols to make sure that it matches an official one.
How fast is the line moving?
This is
Pretty quick, because like he's got like a bunch to compare, and he looks for like any tiny inaccuracies and stuff like that.
I'm starting to feel a little uneasy about our plan, guys.
And yeah, there's some local.
How are the 4 on the boat? Like, how do they look?
Well, do you see the large lady that likes to hug and sniff dwarves to your left?
No, I mean the
The
people
four that we would be facing in
that
the
we
boat.
would be pushing off the boat when we stole it.
Yes. Do you see the woman
Yes.
standing? They look about a physical match for her because,
So they're slow. That's good.
yeah, they're tough boatmen on a very, very rough river. You could try. I mean, there's the boat is currently tied down with about 4 chains.
It's tied down with chains.
What bullshit
it's a
is
little
that?
It's a little bateau that's tied down with chains.
No, that would absolutely be rope. I don't know what universe you're playing in.
I mean,
If you don't want us to try and steal this boat, you're swimming against the tide. That's all I gotta say.
we'll back it up. It's rope, but still, it's a lot.
I
because-
know. I understand it would
Okay.
be something of an undertaking. Joey, how are you at setting fires?
Let me check my character sheet. I could certainly try. Where do you need it?
Oh, somewhere good and distracting.
Great. I'm going to go ahead and is there some place that I can take a little bit of cover so people can't see me very clearly lighting a bow on fire or lighting an arrow on fire? Wow, I'm not going to light my bow on fire. What the fuck am I thinking? Sorry,
It would
guys.
be badass, but who would do that?
Yeah, no, just light the longbow on fire and just throw it into the crowd. That's going to work.
I mean,
What's your dog's name?
Dari.
Could Dari just go like knock down a couple lanterns?
Oh, that's
it's the
a good
middle
idea.
of the day. I mean, there aren't
I
any
thought
lanterns.
It was nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
people don't.
it's like 11 a.m. That's
there
why I
might
was
be
at.
there
yeah.
might be lanterns out, but even if they're not lit,
No, but I have a tinderbox. I can light an arrow on fire easy. So I just want some place I can do it behind.
Sure.
Cool.
I mean, are you just lighting the shaft of the arrow, or are you like covering it in something that makes it flammable? Because
I do have a flask with me that is filled with whiskey. So I could put a little bit of that on the shaft of the arrow.
Sure.
So just to make sure it more easily catches fire.
why did we not involve the? I didn't ask you to shoot a fire. Let's just set one. Pour a little whiskey on some straw.
No, I'm doing that. Just trust me.
All right.
okay.
Let me do my work. Thank you. So I've got it lit. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go ahead and shoot it
Chicken with that
at
time.
the roof of I'm trying to think. Is there one establishment that just looks like it's filled with assholes, like like fantasy communists or something?
Just about every building in every city in Greyhawk. Yes.
Great. So I'm going to go
is,
ahead and
you know.
fire it at the roof of one of those buildings to see if I can catch it on fire.
So you pour whiskey onto the head of an arrow, which is steel or
That she is, of
iron.
course, wrapped in some kind of cloth or something, because she's not a moron.
Totally.
And you're then going to stand up in an extremely crowded port and fire a flaming arrow at a building.
Now I got nothing for that. That
In
strikes me as
full
slightly
view of
ill-advised.
everyone that will obviously see you
I
shoot.
literally said that I wanted to take cover.
Sure, for lighting
Yeah.
lighting the fire, but as soon as you stand up and are standing in full view of everyone,
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to grab the arrow before she stands up. God damn it! Put it under my cloak, and sneak to somewhere that I can light on fire. Probably just some barrels or some shit.
okay, sure.
It would have been more explosive if it was a building.
We don't need explosive. We just need smoke. You guys are on board with this, right? Good.
Do your thing.
I'm trying to wonder why you're trying to do this so
To
hard.
get some of them off the boat, because of course, flame is the worst thing that could happen. It is every sailor's foe on a dockyard. You know, it's like they would all have to pitch in and fight the fire. And you could maybe yell fire, fire, fire and convince some of them to leave the boat. That way, even the odds a little bit. Besides which, arson is fun.
Okay.
We just can't have a game where there's not a Molotov of some kind.
Sure. So, what are you lighting on fire?
Well, is there some little set of barrels or
It's a dock. There's got to be barrels somewhere.
Yeah, totally. Barrels. I mean, they're treated, so it'd take a bit.
That's fine. I want it to take a little bit to catch anyway.
Sure. Yeah, you totally do that. And you get away, and you're away from them. It's lit. No one saw you do it.
Because I'm sneaky.
Yep. Because you're a halfling. And do you yell fire or?
Is there like a bell, an alarm bell?
Oh, there's bells everywhere.
I mean,
it's a dockyard.
Yeah, but like specifically one that's like, shit, there's a fire.
No, in fact, I will not yell fire until somebody else starts yelling fire. I'm going to wait for somebody to notice it.
Okay.
Fly casual.
Perception check for the crowd.
So, a few barrels. Are they on the dock itself, or are they
You tell me.
your choice?
No, they're on a warehouse or something off the docks.
So it starts going up in this little boathouse off the side, and a few of the dock workers notice it. They yell fire, at which point the guy checking for forgeries reaches down by himself and rings a bell that he's got at his side. A number of the guards go, "Shh, not again." And they immediately start running for, they grab a bunch of barrels, or not barrels,
Buckets.
buckets. That's the other B word. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, I'm here for you.
And pulling buckets out of the harbor and throwing water on the fire. There is a dedicated team, as there are in most ports, for handling mishaps like that.
Okay, can we?
So there are a couple of guards that were not at the dock previously that are now handling the fire.
It's really well. We'd better cast off, or else it might spread to the boat.
Who
Yeah.
do you say this to?
The guys in the boat.
They're like, we can't cast off without the captain. And
Well, he's right down there. We can meet him down there. But I would not. This looked like a valuable boat. I would not want to see this boat on fire.
they're like, oh, I mean, if it catches fire, we'll just pull the lines off and push, but we can't go without the captain.
Well, at least the guards are distracted. I shove the nearest one off. Get low in my center of gravity and shove one off the boat.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Can I simultaneously try and do the same thing to another one of the guys?
Oh, that's an 18.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
You rolled a 10.
I rolled a 19. That's a 19.
Oh, I saw a 10. I mean, yeah, sure, you push one guy off. Jovi can do the same. Jovi can
Thank
do the
you.
same.
All right.
I will. Can I offer an assist and go down to push him over me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a name for that maneuver, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it adds anything numbers wise, but it will look badass.
You'd get advantage on the check.
Oh, well, I would love to do that because that alone would just be a third. Wait, is this athletics?
No, I'm saying it's just straight up. Well, sure, I'll
Just
give you athletics if you're trained.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was a 16 then, but if it gets advantage.
Let's see what we got.
Oh, nope, 16. 16, because the other one got a 2. So,
All right.
Yeah.
So the dwarf made the
16.
difference.
All right. Absolutely. So you push 2 of the 4 guys off. The other 2 begin yelling, "Boat thieves! Boat thieves!"
Get the boat the
We're-
fuck
we're-
out on the water. Gale!
Can you?
Boat borrowers! Boat borrowers!
At which point they'll be like, you know what? It's not worth it. And they will jump off. They will jump off the boat.
Great. Okay, push out. Let's get out.
So it's tied
Cut the
down.
lines.
You still have to
cut the lines.
You still have to cut the lines.
I happen to have hand axes, which are actually boarding axes, so I could do that.
Hit it.
Do your sailor
No.
thing. It's what you were born for.
It is actually!
It's your moment.
You all cut the lines. Between the 4 of you, you start sailing away on this broadhorn.
We'll bring it back, I promise.
Don't do that.
We're gonna.
I like that maneuver. That was really fancy. Well done.
So you guys are sailing down the river. After about an hour, you see sails behind you. And you're getting... those of you that are nautical in profession would recognize a brig when you saw one.
That's a big boat, guys. Probably has lots of angry dudes on it.
This is fine.
And they're flying the flags of Nyrand. That's an official state boat.
Obviously, guys, we need a flag.
At least we got out of town.
We need a flag.
I
This
think-
boat's terrible without a flag. Make
I-
one.
I suggest we disembark and send the boat down the river.
But
What does the area around us look like? Are we just in open water, or
You're on a river, but the Duntine River is wide enough, wide enough that like it would take you a fair bit to turn one of these riverboats to the side and go to the water. You can see the banks on the horizon lines on either side.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like the Mississippi?
Yeah, it's huge.
Let's jump ship. Yeah. Okay, Jovi's gonna grab her stuff and then to Dari, and Dari jumps off, and then she jumps off after him.
Okay.
I love swimming.
Point of order.
Yeah.
I'm a dwarf.
you don't float.
Liz just shakes her head. No. All right. So you all swim real good.
Do we?
I mean,
We
we
jump,
all
we
swim
jump
real
out, and
good?
for some reason, a mile and a half into the middle of the river, it's just 3 feet deep.
Is
no,
that
it is
canon,
not
DM?
quite. No,
Okay.
it is not quite. All of you
It's all that drainage upriver.
are
environmental plans in
swimming
Iron.
for your lives, but it looks like this state boat has dedicated rowers so that they don't need to catch the wind.
That's fine, just as long as they go after the boat, not us.
That's not what happens.
It's midday.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the day.
Oh, that's right. It would be about noon now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you all are
Oops,
very
yeah.
easy to see, especially from somebody with a spyglass in the crow's
I
nest.
do not get off the boat.
No, I'm still on the boat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, good playing, guys. Good
This is great work.
splitting the party real early in the campaign.
This is fine.
Noticing that they've got swimmers, the Nyrondian guard dispatch patrol boat to swim out and reach you. And do you resist arrest by the time that they reach you?
Yeah, I would have to. I can't get caught. I would, if it's die this way or die another way.
Well, they're not going to.
Yeah, but if I get caught up to, I'm dead
By whom?
by the people who are coming after me.
So the good news is the Nyrondians have absolutely no idea about who's after you.
that
that
doesn't matter in that situation.
So
I can't be in this town when the folks coming after me hit that town.
So
hey guys,
I think
swim back to the boat. Swim back to the boat, and I'm like throwing a
How-
rope out, like, come on.
how close are they? How many are there on the patrol boat?
they can. 4 people rowing can go much faster than most people can swimming.
Yeah, but we can punt.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say that there's like 4 rowers and then like 4 actual guards. It's a large rowboat.
okay, so in that case, I see the panic on your face? Like, are you showing it?
Yeah. I'm not. I'm,
Okay, great. So Jovi's just gonna look at you and say, "Okay, we get on the boat. We let them just get us up there, and then we fight. Sound good? Because it seems like you don't want to get caught, and I certainly don't either.
I didn't want to get caught. It seems that you have a what is the word for it? Oh, yes, a bow that you could use as well.
Yeah. I could certainly try and take a few of them out right now.
And by the way, I probably never swim. I'm hanging onto the side of the boat the entire time. I jumped in and then thought better of it because I'm a fucking halfling. What am I
Yeah.
gonna do?
Sure. So
I just don't think I'll be able to use the boat while I'm in the water because I already said
No,
she
but
fully
get back
jumped.
in the boat. Get back in the boat.
How close are we?
I'm not. I will say not far if that's what you want.
Okay, it's
but
fine.
they'll move up to you all and they'll be like, "Please cease the boat so that we can take you back to processing to issue you your fines and send you on your way."
Okay, getting on the boat, I would like to shoot them.
Okay. So there were 4 dudes. There were 4 guards in the rowboat. The force on the main brig is significantly larger.
But I wish we had some kind of wizard or cleric or something.
We're all staring at Liz.
So they'll come up next to you and they'll start reading off these list of things that you've done. They'll be like, please just get on the boat. Look, the kingdom of Nyren will always extend to you your freedom in exchange for any and all payments. Payments are due at the end of the month. It's the beginning of the month. You will have 30 days to cover. You're not going to jail. We're not going to hold you. You can go take care of whatever
We're
you
get boat thieves and we're not going to jail.
need. No,
I don't believe a word of that.
Nyren doesn't have jails.
You said they have
Debtors' prisons if you can't pay. The only thing they're going to do, and you would know this, is take you back to the city, hand you a piece of paper, stamp it, and say, you owe us money, and then send you on your way and expect you to pay it at some point.
That seems like a very poor system.
They're having a really hard time. Yes, there is a very good reason why I picked Nyren to start in, because they
I've been in
literally...
those places twice. I am not going back again. Fuck that.
all of your you would know, however, that because the prison you were in got wiped away, the records keeping your debt are in it as well. You have a month to come up with the funds for the next one.
Or to be very far away.
Yeah, or to be very far away.
I feel like this is the DM just saying, you're going to go back to that city and do the fucking mission that I wrote for you guys.
Yep, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah, okay.
Man, we had such a cool heist going too.
I mean,
Yeah, fuck it. All right.
We go back to the city, and your game, which I'm sure is super fun.
I'm gonna sit up next to the captain the whole time we're on the brig, and critique his steering skills.
What's
They're
the
not-
lady's name that we're going to? Because obviously that's the only way we're going to make this money.
Wadney.
All right, let's find us a fucking Wadney.
They take you back. It's like the most depressing, unceremonious thing in the world.
Yeah, it is, and I'm sure it is in the world too.
It's,
Sorry, I'm being a shit. Go on.
yeah, no. I mean, if you didn't want to play Dungeons and Dragons, you could have just said so when you showed up.
Actually, we wanted to play Leverage. Sorry.
Well, we could go get Fiasco. I own that game. So, yeah. So you all are brought in, and they're like, wow. Yeah, we see this a lot. People want to take the boat out. I mean, it's good that we got you. Whew.
Look, I appreciate that you're trying to make small talk. Please keep it to yourself. I am not interested. Just give us the fine and we will get out of your hair.
Yeah, you all are now carrying a 1,000 gold fine sheet of paper. They have copies of it locally. You owe the Kingdom of Nyren 1,000 gold each.
I deposit it in the nearest trash can.
That's fine. You see a lot of people have done kind of the same thing.
Just a trash can.
Well, yeah.
They had to put a special one outside the office just for that, because otherwise people were just throwing them on the ground.
Oddly enough, my real name isn't Samwise, so.
All right, really quick.
But it sounds like a typical halfling name, so they just go for it.
I assume we've made introductions by this point. Drillquist,
Yes.
we tried getting out with forgery. It did not work. It seems like the only job that is going to pay us to actually get out of this city and get clear of this fucking place is to just do this job. So you still have the notice? All right. Let's meet this lady. Let's try and find their manor. I don't think we have much other choice.
And on that note, this has been Season 1, Episode 1 of The Ratbaggers. If you have not already, please check out the Play Better podcast on the podcasting app of your choice, or join us here again next week for Season 1, Episode 2 of The Ratbaggers, in which other things will happen that will hopefully not be completely derailing as the stuff we tried to do this time, and will amount to something. Anyway, I'm Cameron McNary.
I'm Ryan Seguin.
I'm Molly McClanahan.
I'm Narissa Hart.
I'm Liz Brink.
Play well. Hold on. Hold.